So with The Mandalorian, it's heavily rumored that Luke Skywalker may make an appearance, and the way the show's going, it looks like it could happen. It's important to know, where is Luke right now? How's he going to play in, and how would they cast him? So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today on the All New Nerds discussion. First, it's pretty important to know where Luke is at, and I mean, this is pretty unknown. We haven't got too much content based after Return of the Jedi. From what we do know, Luke is not yet searching for Force sensitive. We know his first student was Ben Solo, and that happened. Ben was born in 5 ABY, after the Battle of Yavin, and he didn't start training him until about like 15 ABY, I think. And so the Mandalorian takes place in 9 ABY. So canonically, unless they retcon it, he has not started training any Force sensitives.
Right, he's in the process of, he's probably most likely with Lor Santeca right now. And they're going around the universe finding different artifacts. We see a hint of that in, we don't see Lor Santeca himself, but we see that in Battlefront 2's campaign with the Luke mission. We get a little glimpse of that. So yeah, he's around, and he's looking around. He's searching for all these ancient Jedi artifacts and all that stuff. So
yeah, basically just like different artifacts, knowledge, relics, temples, anything Force, not even just Jedi related, anything Force related, because he doesn't want these students to make the same mistake that his father did, you know? And especially not Ben Solo. And as we find out, obviously, Ben Solo does turn to the dark side. But yeah, so we know Luke, we know he's not searching for Force sensitives yet. So that
he could be in the process of starting to think about it. I do believe that. But no, I don't. Yeah. I don't think he's really found like his group of younglings or people to train. Definitely not yet.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, again, we saw it in Battlefront 2 in that Luke mission. And he's basically just looking for anything he can get his hands on to start the Jedi Order. But he is keeping it's all in the process of starting the Jedi Order, you know?
Yeah, kind of reviving the Jedi Order. Yeah, definitely.
He does have it in the back of his mind.
Yes. Yeah, he's kind of yeah.
With all that in mind, how do you think he could play into the Mandalorian, Johnny? Like, how do you think how do you think it would make sense that he would go find Grogu?
Right. Well, I mean, as you saw last episode, with Grogu being on the Seeing Stone, he definitely called out to at least one person. We have a hint that it's definitely a light side person because we see the light blue butterflies that kind of fly around him as Grogu is sitting on the stone. And that is supposed to be a representation of the light and the Force. So that just is one little hint that I think that was definitely purposeful. Also, Grogu definitely talked to somebody. There isn't too many options. I realistically don't think we're gonna get Mace Windu. I don't think he just like really fits into the story overall. Yeah. I do think Ezra's gonna come at some point, either in this show or the supposed Rebels sequel series. So I don't think it's gonna be him because he's definitely with Thrawn right now. Cal Kestis, we don't really know too much of his story beyond the game, so a lot of people think he's still alive, but we don't know that for sure. So that kind of leaves Luke. Really, I mean, really, who else? I'm trying to think. It leaves Luke. It leaves Luke, and I just really don't know where else they could go. And I'm happy they're going down this route, but I think it's Luke Skywalker 100%.
Do you think, considering where we know Luke is at, not training any Force sensitives yet, and we know that Ben Solo was his first student, do you think that still makes sense that he would go, feeling Grogu's Force call out, do you think he would go to him?
Yes. Yeah, especially because they were on Tython and everything, and
True.
I do think he kind of definitely was calling out, and I don't know how many Seeing Stones there are in the universe.
Right.
That's the first one I've heard, at least personally. Trying to think if I've heard anything else from canon. It's definitely I know it's definitely a thing. But yeah, I think that kind of definitely Luke caught onto it and definitely had some sort of communication with Grogu. That
I
I
think it
hope we
just makes
get
sense that
right. Yeah.
I think it just makes sense that Luke would feel his presence. I mean, he's the most
Yeah.
powerful Jedi, especially at the time. And
Mhm.
if anyone's to feel it, and if anyone's to go search for Grogu, it would
It
probably
would be
be Luke
him.
Skywalker.
Yeah, even from a writing standpoint, it just it works.
Yeah,
So
and it
yeah, I
seems
can
like that's
see
what
it.
they're leading into.
Right. Yeah, it's I mean, they could throw a curveball like and completely surprise us with something new and
Yeah,
something we didn't
true.
expect, which they have done. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just think Luke is like the logical next step in that story. So
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways they could go about it too, in terms of
hmm
casting. Like I
yes,
don't know, I've seen DH Mark Hamill. They did it in Captain Marvel with Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, and I thought that looked really good.
it
But
did. But you know, this is not a knock on Mark Hamill. I love Mark Hamill, but Samuel Jackson, maybe he's not like buff, but he's like um he's like a little more fit. He's definitely
yes,
older
yeah.
as well. But
Hmm.
Luke at this point is very he's like this is kind of I would say this is like peak Luke right now.
Yeah,
And he's
true.
in tune with the Force. He can probably move like crazy. Which I hope we see a scene of him kind of similar to Ahsoka, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, I don't think. No offense to Mark Hamill, I don't think he's really in that right physicality to do so. I mean, there could
Hmm.
be a stunt double, but like then again, I just don't see it. Um, yeah, I just and also, I mean, like 6 years after, it's like we're kind of in the 5 to 6 range of years after Return of the Jedi, so I don't really see him aging that much. And
Hmm.
even though they would de-age Mark Hamill, it still is not gonna be perfect. But yeah, I just think due to those reasons, I just don't see that actually working. I think it's gonna be a recast.
Yeah, that's why I don't think they're gonna DH Mark Hamill either.
Hmm
Obviously, everyone wants Mark Hamill to be able to play Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
That's
of
the
course,
perfect
yeah,
world. But
yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
Neither do I.
The
Yeah, I think
I
he's
think
done
the
anyways.
perfect cast, who has been fan casted for years now, who looks a
Years.
lot like him,
It's
Sebastian
weird.
Stan. Obvious
Mm-hmm.
answer. He's already associated with Disney. He plays Bucky in the Marvel movies, and I just think he's a perfect opportunity for him to play Luke Skywalker. I would be perfectly fine with that. What do you think?
Yeah, that casting I am totally on board with. With Solo, with the kind of recasting of the younger younger Han Solo and the Lando. I love Donald Glover, by the way, but I just couldn't really get past um like looking to them and being like, oh, that's Han Solo, that's Lando. But I
Mm,
do think because how Sebastian Stan and Mark Hamill look so similar, um, I think it could work, and I think I'd be okay with it. And I think a lot of fans would, because that was a common complaint with Solo, was that the cast didn't look anything like their original counterparts. So yeah, but I totally see this working, and I really hope they do it. Like you said, the ties with Disney, it's already there. Um, and they fan casted Rosario. We fan casted Rosario Dawson, and now look, she's Ahsoka, and this is like probably the next most popular recast. So I could see it happening, and I really hope it does happen.
yeah, well, that's how Rosario Dawson was first brought to
Right.
attention to play
Yep.
Ahsoka to
Mhm.
Lucasfilm and Dave Filoni was through fan casting, and
Mhm.
I think Sebastian Stan has been fan casted for longer than Rosario as Ahsoka.
Probably.
I saw it a
Yeah. I'm
while
not
back,
sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
but
No, I've seen so many like fan edits and all that stuff, and it looks so good. There was this recent
yeah,
one. Um. Yeah. It all of them. Yeah. All of them look great. So. Um. And I'd be totally fine with it. So yeah. I mean, I want to see Luke. I want to see this version of Luke so badly.
we all do.
Um.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, and I really hope it happens. But yeah.
Yeah. And if not Sebastian Stan, then some other actor. But again, I don't see anyone but Sebastian Stan playing Luke
Yeah, I
Skywalker
mean
in
they
2020.
could pill from like I don't know, like they could just kind of like find someone who looks like Mark, maybe upcoming actor, and that's kind of how they get their stardom. But
True.
I'm not aware of anybody personally, so, and also I'm not very good at fan casting, but I do agree with the Sebastian Stan thing. So, yeah, I'm on board. I'm 100%. Now we will throw it to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you want to see Luke this season or maybe next season? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, and that's all we have to say. So, may the Force be with you. See you guys.